Hello, my name is Dr Bobby Sura. I'm a consultant clinical psychologist and psychotherapist at Solihull Wellbeing Clinic. I'm just out walking my dog on a nice crisp autumn morning, and I thought I'd tune in, put something out there to help everybody who is seeking better well-being and better balance in their lives. There is a beautiful model developed in the United States of America called the Wellness Wheel, which I use fairly often with my clients. It's a wonderful 8-dimensional wheel that we can all learn from and benefit from. Of the 8 segments, if we can look after each segment, then we can develop better balance in our lives. Because, when you have a wheel, if it is round, and the more round it is, the smoother it will help us to travel. If that wheel were on a bicycle, on a car, if the wheel's warped, if it's small, it's punctured, it's out of shape, then the journey becomes difficult, sometimes even impossible. And life is a journey also. We're all travelling from the moment we took birth until our last breath. We have a journey before us, and for some people that journey begins even before and continues even after. So the Wellness Wheel helps a great deal because it's a very practical tool, a very straightforward strategy. So let's go into the 8 dimensions of the Wellness Wheel. The first dimension, if you imagine it like a slice of a pizza, circular pizza, the first dimension is physical health. If we take care of our physicality, obviously that includes our nutrition, it includes our exercise, it includes restful, timely sleep and wake routines. If we look after the physical aspect of our Wellness Wheel, that goes some way towards creating better health, better mental health, better well-being. The second dimension is our emotional health, our emotional well-being. Everybody knows what to do if they have a physical injury, if they cut their finger, they get hurt, there's a wound. People know that you need to sanitize it, you need to stop the blood flow, a plaster, seek medical attention, run it under a cold tap, whatever it might be. But when it comes to emotional injuries, many of us don't have a sense of emotional first aid. Just because an emotional injury isn't visible, we can't see it, it's not observable to the physical eyes, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In fact, we always used to grow up, right, hearing that phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, very often the physical injuries heal, but emotional injuries persist. We carry them from our childhood into our adulthood, into our old age. If we haven't worked on them, we haven't processed them. So emotional well-being, how to take care of ourselves, how to be more mindful, using meditation, learning stress management skills, and also how to manage our thoughts, because our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviours in terms of how we respond to emotional injury. Many of us never been taught how to take care of this triangle, this tripartite model of thoughts, feelings and behaviours. So regulating the way we think, developing more reassuring self-talk, challenging negative chatter that we have constantly occurring in our heads. This is all about our emotional well-being. The third dimension that we could move to is work, our vocation, what we do with our time. When it comes to being productive, do we have a meaningful, purposeful day? So our vocation, our work, our career, which direction we're heading in, because, without material resources, life becomes very, very difficult, very challenging. It's obvious, right? If we have enough to take care of ourselves and to be able to certainly look after those necessities, but also to be able to purchase some of those luxuries and be kind to ourselves in that way and to those we love, that's a wonderful asset. So our career goes a long way, and of course our careers and our vocations are not just about money. They're also about our experiences, our growth, our development, what we do for others, the transactions we make in this world. So the third dimension is our career. The fourth dimension is our family. I'm not putting these in any particular order. Some of you may think, why would you put your career over your family? I don't mean it like that. But what I mean is our family networks, our connections, they also have an equivalence and importance within our wellness overall. So, spending time with each other, seeing people we love, connecting with our parents, with our siblings, enjoying time with them. These aspects of life also contribute a great deal to our well-being. And then very similar to that is our social networking, our social relationships, our friendships, our colleagues, the people that we do things with, spend time with, also incredibly important, because if we can look after those social relationships, we never feel alone or isolated, and a friend in need is a friend indeed, as we've heard the saying over many, many years. We feel supported, we can talk to people, we can share our problems, we can gain advice and guidance. So the social aspect of our lives. And then we have obviously our hobbies and our interests. They often connect with our social life, don't they? So we do things alongside people, whether it's going out for dinner, whether it's being at the gym, playing golf, going for walks, whatever it might be. Our hobbies, interests, including even television, radio, those sort of things all matter. Taking care of that dimension of well-being helps a great deal too. And now you might start to wonder, well, what could the other dimensions be? We've covered physical health, emotional health, family relationships, social networks, leisure and hobbies. Is there more? Well, there is. One of them is intellectual growth and development. Learning something new. If we keep learning, we keep growing, we keep evolving, that helps a great deal too. We don't become stale. And I don't necessarily mean learning and growing through work or even necessarily through education, because education comes under the vocation and career dimension too. But I mean learning, so I mean it might be learning how to cook and prepare a new dish. It might be, learning to paint. It might be learning about history. It could be anything. And so I often say to the clients I work with, why don't you watch some TED Talks or tune into some documentaries, go into something that you're interested in. One further dimension, and that one is our spirituality. Now, don't run away from the word. If you don't consider yourselves a spiritual or religious person, it doesn't necessarily mean religion. It doesn't even mean spirituality necessarily in the common use of the word. What I mean by spirituality is our overall holistic sense of meaning and connection, not just to people, not just to family, but our sense of purpose in this world, that we are part of a greater whole. And if you don't want to think about that in terms of a relationship with a creative power. Think about it as our, what could we call it? Our inseparable connection to nature, to this universe. Everything is interconnected. Ecosystems are everywhere. You know, if the bees didn't, pick up pollen from the flowers and fertilize other flowers, we would not have the world that we have today. Our whole agricultural reality is based on it. And I once attended a sustainability conference where there were many people who work with environmental sustainability and so on, and they were saying that even the earthworms, which seem perhaps so insignificant compared to everything else in the creation, but they too have purpose, and without them we could not survive. So even our connection to this world, to this universe, to nature, we are not alone. And if we take care of those 8 dimensions of well-being, I can guarantee you that your life will be more vibrant, your life will be more full, there will be more meaning, your mental health will be more robust, a certain resilience will enter your life. Many things will take care of themselves just through looking after those 8 dimensions. Take a look at the wellness wheel. What I would say to you is make the middle point of the circle a 0 and the outer rim a 10. And for each dimension, and here's another model that I use, a 0 to 10 scale. Perhaps you can screenshot this and print it, or email me through the Solihull Wellbeing Clinic and I'll send you this worksheet. Rate yourself on each dimension, where 10 is you're really doing well and 0 is you haven't started. Hopefully you won't be at 0 with many things or anything, but that will give you a little marker. When you join those dots up, the 0 to 10s, and try to connect them like a dot to dot, you'll get to see what kind of wheel, what kind of shape your life is in. And where there is any sort of depression, where there is any sort of contortion, distortion, you know that that is a goal for you. How we put those goals into some sort of motion, how do we start to address them? Well, I'll be talking to you about that in my next video. So follow, like, tune in, and I'll be sharing some more very soon. I hope that's been helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Come on, Rollo, let's go.